Tenet is the new Christopher Nolan film, the highly anticipated spy thriller film. I have seen all of Christopher Nolan's films except for Insomnia. It's on my shelf though, so it's not a big deal. So obviously I was looking forward to this movie starring John Washington. And I have to say that this movie is a mixed bag. That's the first thing you got to take away. The movie's trailers are very deceptive because they have to do the whole marketing thing where they don't tell you what the movie's really about, but they have to intrigue you with some set pieces and some vagueness. That's how they did the marketing campaign for Inception. You know, the first teaser trailer was literally just like Joseph Gordon-Levitt flying through a hallway with like the blaring sound. And so this movie's trailers are a little bit deceptive because if you were to watch the trailers and try to imagine what the movie would be, you'd think it'd be like a sprawling spy thriller with some cool time travel elements, you know, inversion. But wrong. You'd be wrong. This movie is very ambitious. Christopher Nolan wrote it himself without any help, just like Inception. So this movie is a little bit more ambitious because it gets a little bit of lost with its own ideas. It does have some similarities with other time travel action-y stories like Looper or Predestination, but I really did not enjoy Tenet. First off, the movie is 2.5 hours long, and it feels long. It's not like The Dark Knight. It didn't fly by. The movie definitely felt really long. Also, the characters, the villain's more interesting than the protagonist, and some parts of the movie seem rushed. And overall, the whole concept of the time travel thing is very confusing. They don't really try to help coax you along. They just sort of drop you in like a child in a pool and just say like, enjoy it. Don't think too hard, because once you think too hard, stuff starts to unravel. And then by the time you get to the ending, there's just this whole chaotic super battle that just, you don't even know what's going on really. And honestly, it's hard to enjoy when you don't really know what's going on. This can also be attributed to the sound design. They definitely wanted to win the Oscar for sound design, but sometimes the background noise can be really loud and overbearing to the point where, you know, they're trying to have a conversation during like a boating trip and like the water's just going like, you can't even hear what they're trying to pitch or talk about. However, all the technical aspects of the film are great, you know, like the direction, cinematography's fine, the stunt work, the fight scenes, the music's really great. Music also goes backwards to sort of, you know, complement the whole time travel aspect. All of the technical aspects are great. I just had a problem with the lack of emotional like beats. You know, there's the whole, you know, damsel in distress storyline that just seems really old hat and really on the nose themes. Main character has a very weak motivation. In fact, all the side characters have better motivation than he does. So he feels kind of like he's just thrown into the plot a little bit. And overall, the movie has, you know, some slick production values, really good marketing budget, but overall it feels a little bit hollow. It's definitely a step down from Inception, mainly because Inception, you know, was not as ambitious. You know, it's basically just a mind heist movie. You know, it's a heist film with sci-fi elements that takes place in the mind. You can do whatever you want. But this movie tried to, you know, go a little bit broader, and it definitely did not stick the landing. You know, the movie's all over the place, and some of the rules just sort of seem made up on the go, and you're trying to figure out how things are going. But I don't know, the movie plays it really fast and loose with the rules that it's built in, and doesn't take time to explain, and then the movie's still long anyway. So overall, Tenet is a very interesting experience. I almost fell asleep a few times, but that's not a big deal. But overall, you know, the movie, you know, exists, and it's okay. So I give it a 6 out of 10.